Successful Minds with Patricia Baronowski-Schneider, the show that takes you around the world to share interviews with some of the most successful and relevant people on the planet. Hear their stories and get the most important business lessons they have learned on their road to success and get exclusive advice on how to implement their success into your life and business. Successful Minds with Patricia Baronowski-Schneider is brought to you by the Strategic Advisor Board and your host, Patricia Baronowski-Schneider.
Hey, are you looking to scale your business from 5 figures to 6 figures or 6 figures to 7 figures? If you are, I have the perfect thing for you. What I want you to do today is I want you to go download a book. This book is going to take you through my 3-pillar system. It's 100% free. All you have to do is go to growfast.cash. I say again, go to growfast.cash and you're going to be able to download my free international best-selling book, which is called Be Good, Be Brief, Be Gone. You can take that book. It's going to help you scale your business to the next level. Again, go download it. Be good, be brief, be gone. Growfast.cash. I say again, growfast.cash. Enjoy.
Hello, and welcome back to Successful Minds. I'm your host, Patty Baronowski-Schneider. Today, I'm joined by Beth Granger, a professional speaker, a LinkedIn expert, and a networking professional. So welcome, Beth. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thank you.
Sure.
Oh, that could take the whole time we have together, but basically I love to help people who are uncomfortable with having networking conversations, uncomfortable engaging on LinkedIn or having critical conversations to do that more effectively.
Oh, perfect. So now how did you first get involved with helping people optimize their LinkedIn presence?
Oh, completely by accident, as so many of the best things. I started my business without a business plan almost 15 years ago.
Wow.
And was doing a lot of different things, almost like freelancing.
Right.
And then one of my clients who I had helped with their social media strategic plan said, our sales team's coming in next month for a meeting. Can you teach them how to use LinkedIn? And then somehow all these years later, here I am.
Wow. I mean, it's a great thing because I use LinkedIn too, but it's constantly changing. And if you don't know enough about it, like how to navigate through it, you're kind of lost. So people need the help, but half the time people don't realize they need the help. So it's good that you're there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now tell us, what are some common mistakes people make on LinkedIn that could hurt their brand or reputation?
Oh, yeah. And people are a little more apprehensive about LinkedIn because it is their career at stake,
Right.
On Instagram. So if I share a picture of my dinner and nobody comments, no
Right.
big deal. But on LinkedIn, they kind of don't know what to do.
Right.
Some of the mistakes that I see most often are, one of them is something you've probably received, everybody listening has probably received, which is the connect and pitch. That's where you connect with somebody that you don't know and immediately try to pitch them.
Right.
Don't do it. You hate it. Don't do it to other people.
Right.
One of the others is, and very getting more and more problematic, is using automated tools. And what I mean by that is you can use an automated tool to share your content to LinkedIn. That's perfectly fine. You can use an automated tool as a first draft of content, but you have to make it better and make it your own.
Right.
People are actually automating their behavior and their comments. And not only is this against the terms of service and can get your account shut down, it's just annoying and not cool.
Right. At least from my standpoint, it's funny because I always felt that LinkedIn used to be a big business networking tool. And now there's so many people, I'd say 75% of the people who connect with me are pitching me business. And the crazy part is they don't even research about me. So like my company, Pristine Advisors, not that it matters, but it's ERS and advisors. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a broker or any of that. And they're always pitching me like marketing. And I'm like, did you even look at my profile? Because you're pitching me what I do. And then I posted a thing at one point where I was, I'm getting into like graphic design. I tell everybody, I'll give you a free logo, whatever. It's good practice. I love doing it and you get to see what I do. And I can't tell you how many resumes I got. And they all keep telling me about the position that I offered. And I'm like, where are you seeing this? Show me this position. So it's people get lazy, but I do agree that LinkedIn has a lot of potential. It's just not everybody knows how to navigate through it.
Exactly.
So, yeah. So now
why I have a business.
Yeah, exactly. Now, what strategies do you recommend for building genuine relationships on LinkedIn?
So my overall philosophy, and this, you don't have to listen to anything else. If you think about this, is if you're wondering whether to say something or take a certain behavior, imagine you were in a room full of people in person.
Right.
Would you say that thing to the person or take that behavior, or would that person turn around and walk away from you? Right. And that pretty much tells it. So, act like a human. Right. Don't rush into relationships. Be curious about the other person and really want to understand who they are.
Right.
And support your referral partners using LinkedIn. Right. It's a great place. You think less about yourself and more about the other people.
Right. No, I agree. I always say quality over quantity, because I know, like with algorithms and whatnot, people are just blasting stuff constantly because they want to become this trending. But it's like, one, is that landed you any clients? I mean, I get what you're doing. You want to become that trending person, but I'd rather have 5 quality connections that we can bring value to one another than have because like we did a video one time for a client, and it was a good educational piece. Nobody cared. The crazy part was we put this, music in the background. It became a trending video, but they didn't care about what was in the video. They cared about the music. So again, it's quality over quantity. So,
yeah.
So now, can you share how the exactly what to say method applies to LinkedIn networking?
Yeah. So, in case people don't know what that's all about, exactly what to say. I'm an exactly what to say certified guide, and the exactly what to say community. It's based on a book and a body of work, and the book was exactly what to say, and it's all about having more powerful and persuasive critical conversations. So when I think about that on LinkedIn, I think about what are you saying to people when you connect with them?
Right.
What are you saying, if anything? Like people may be saying, wait a minute.
Right.
When you notice somebody has stopped by your profile,
right.
Are you doing anything with that information? So what do you say to those people? When you realize there's someone you connected with 3 years ago, but you've never gotten to know them and you want to, what do you say to them in that case? So all about the conversations that you're having online, in person, and on LinkedIn.
Right. No, I agree 100%. I think that makes total sense. Now, I guess, what are some of the common mistakes people make on LinkedIn that could hurt their brand's reputation? Oh, I'm sorry. I already asked that one. I'm going to edit that part out. Now, how do you suggest individuals or businesses navigate their frequently changing LinkedIn landscape?
Yeah, it is constantly changing, and it's very frustrating for people because they'll add a new feature and they won't tell anybody. Right. Of course, to be very, get on my mailing list and I notify people about these things, but most of the time, just don't be afraid to click. Don't be afraid to see if there's like a new button or a new thing, and see what it's all about. Sometimes it's the opposite, though. For instance, just this week, so by the time this is out there in the world, this is going to be months ago, but they added a new setting. And that setting is by default, at least in the United States, on. And it allows them to use your content and your information to train their AI.
Wow, really?
And they haven't told anybody about this. I mean, yes, it's in there, it's out there, but it's not like you come and say, hey, new setting, check this out and make a decision. So a lot of people are frustrated by this because it's their IP and they want it protected. So they're turning this setting off, but only if they know that it exists.
And joining your mailing list, you keep people informed.
My mailing list and following me on LinkedIn. Absolutely.
Wow, good stuff. Now, I guess tell us, what are some of the key differences between in-person networking and LinkedIn networking?
So to me, it's actually not that different, right? When you start talking to somebody, if in person, you're getting your coffee or whatever, and you start talking to somebody, what are you talking about? You're not necessarily talking about work. Maybe you're talking about, where do you live? What brought you here today? What, all of those kinds of things. So it's a similar thing, starting with conversation and curiosity. And sometimes you go from in-person to LinkedIn, you connect with the person, and then you can continue the conversation online. And the other way is true too. You might meet somebody on LinkedIn because of a comment they made or
Right.
a conversation you're part of on somebody's content, or just because you found their profile and think they'd be interesting and you start there, but then you
Right.
can move it to a phone call, a Zoom call, or
Right. Right. Now, I always think it's interesting because even if you're in mutual groups, it is a little tricky thing because LinkedIn will, I always say it's a networking platform, but I'll see somebody in a group that I'm familiar with that we're both in a shared group. And I'm like, oh, I like what their content is. So I'll try to connect with them. But if they say, I don't know this person, you basically get put in the penalty box. And it's like, but that's the whole point of a networking platform. But yeah, so I agree, get the research. And that is a good way to, most people aren't that anal, but it does happen, but it is a good way to meet people in the same space as you. No. So now how can sales teams better leverage LinkedIn to improve their effectiveness?
Well, it's a great place for sales teams. And it's maybe less what someone in sales might think, because sometimes people in sales think, oh, I'm going to go find my prospect and
Right.
sell to them. It's more about building relationships
Right.
and sharing your expertise so that both your prospects, your clients, and your referral partners know what you're all about. So it's really a great place, first of all, to research somebody. Maybe you have a meeting set up or a call set up.
Right.
Go check out their profile, check out their company's business page,
Right.
and it gives you information that you can use for that conversation.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree 100%. I mean, it is true because it is the first place that I go to for business. If someone mentions a name, the first thing I do is go check out their profile. Are they at? Because some people just have the profile just for the sake of having it. So then I know, okay, well, that's, maybe we're not on the same page. But if you're on there and you're active, okay, now I see where we're going with this. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what are your top tips for leaders who want to communicate more successfully with their teams on LinkedIn?
I like that one. So I think setting an example, because some people aren't sure what are they allowed to do? What should they be doing? So if the leader of an organization or a team is active on LinkedIn and modeling the behavior,
Right.
even the type of content that they share, supporting their team, promoting things that their team does, I think that's a great way to get started. And of course, providing them training. And that's not to say it has to be me, but sometimes I worked with an organization in the healthcare field and people were on there anyway. So why not help them be more effective?
Right.
And that helps the individual, but it also helps the organization.
Right.
So
looking to grow your business beyond 5 figures, 6 figures, 7 figures plus, what I want you to do is go download this book. The title is called Be Good, Be Brief, Be Gone. It will help you grow your business past 5, 6, and 7 figure. Go download the book today, growfast.cash. I say again, growfast.cash, and download the book for absolutely free.
I think the training is a huge thing because it's not like, I know like certain companies, especially in the financial world with Reg FD and all that, they are very nervous to touch social media. But it's not like you're on TikTok posting a crazy video. It's a business platform, and everybody I shouldn't say everybody, the majority of people who are on there, it is business oriented. It's a great way to share your story. And I think you can, whatever you post, you can post it. If I posted like a story, I think it allows me to post it on X or Twitter and all that stuff also, right? I believe so.
I think they took that feature away. It used to be that you could send it to Twitter, which made no sense to me because it's like a different language, each of the platforms, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't
different character counts and all that.
Say so much more on LinkedIn, and then if that would go to Twitter, it would get cut off, and it didn't make sense to me.
Yeah, but you could share your stories in groups and whatnot. So it is a good platform. So now I guess, how do you help people who aren't comfortable with technology embrace LinkedIn as a powerful tool?
Yeah, it's really that the patience that I have to go at the speed that works for the individual I'm working with.
Right.
There are some people who, they need to know exactly where to click every little thing. They're not even sure. And so we start with, where do things live on the platform? We start there. Other people are more further along. And so we start where each person is comfortable and go at the speed that works for them.
Right. I think it's huge. I do think so many people need the training because it has changed. I mean, I've been on this for decades, and I mean, it's amazing how fast things change. And if you're not active on it, you're like lost. I get it. Now, I guess like what's one action that listeners can take today to improve their LinkedIn presence and networking skills?
Oh, one action. Well, and this is going to seem very simple, but review your profile. When was the last time you looked at it? I think of it as the strong foundation. Imagine a house, right? That strong foundation is your profile. Right. When was the last time you updated it? Has something changed in your business, in your life that isn't there? You know, you go to somebody's page and they don't even have their current role. They have 3 roles ago, or they're not using all the real estate that LinkedIn allows them to use to share what they're up to.
Yeah, it's funny because a lot of people don't update it. Like I'll get an alert that'll say it's so-and-so's birthday or they start a new position or whatever. And you just, oh, happy birthday. And they're like, it's not my birthday. Well, that's what your LinkedIn profile says. So you might want to update that. It's only as good as, what you give it,
Absolutely.
Now, you're passionate about communication and networking. So how have you seen effective communication strategies evolve in the rise of virtual work environment? And what advice do you have for maintaining strong connections in a remote setting?
Oh, yeah. I mean, especially during the pandemic, right? We realized it was very different. I've actually been doing something really interesting, which is having Zoom co-working sessions. So that's where people will jump on a Zoom, we'll say hello, we'll turn off the sound, and if somebody wants, even turn off the video, but mostly just the sound, and we'll work for however long we've decided. And it's like co-working, that you see the other people. If you have a question for them, you can send them a message in the chat. And I find it makes people, at least for me, it makes me much more productive.
Right. Wow, that's actually very interesting. I didn't hear that one before. But I think, it's funny. I do like the video just to be able to see people. And like you say, you don't want to, too many people out of sight, out of mind, because like I've been doing the remote work long before COVID. And it's a lot of people, like I remember one person, every time we talk to them, you hear the waves in the background. And they'd say, oh, no, I'm working. We're like, you're at the beach. Like, really? So it is kind of a way to make people accountable. But it is good just to see other people like, oh, I'm drowning in work. So is she. At least I know it's not just me,
Yeah.
Now, you're an advocate for curiosity and collaboration. So how do you foster creativity and innovation in your work, whether it's in a personal project or professional endeavor?
Oh, that's a great question.
Thank you.
And I don't know if I'm conscious of how I do for myself, how I do that. I think some of it is, I get ideas all the time.
Right.
But it's allowing some of those ideas to let me go down that path at that moment.
Right.
And other times it's actually jotting them down or putting them somewhere and not focusing on them at that moment because I need to focus on other things.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know if I'm conscious of how because I'm a very creative person and I get all these ideas.
Right.
So it's just allowing yourself to think about ideas and no idea is a bad idea.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree with that 100%. Because so many people are just like, oh, what if somebody thinks it's stupid? You know what? Nowadays, I think more people have a voice. So you have nothing to lose by putting it out there,
Absolutely. And especially allowing your personality to shine through.
Right.
Because the people that will be attracted to that are your ideal partners, collaboration partners, colleagues, clients, and the people that aren't, they're someone else's. So it's perfect.
There you go. Now, speaking of that, you emphasize the importance of overcoming fear in networking and in communication. So what mindset shifts or techniques do you recommend for people who struggle with confidence when interacting in a professional setting?
Yeah. So I think about this a lot when people go to, especially an in-person networking event.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're very nervous. They don't know who's going to be there. What should I say? So don't go in thinking about your needs. Go in thinking about the needs of someone else, whether it's a referral partner that you haven't been able to refer. Maybe they're looking for whoever, real estate attorneys. Go in looking for someone that you can introduce to someone else, or go in with a goal of learning about 3 new people. So if you're taking the pressure off of your needs and focusing on you and focus on the other people.
Right. No, I so many people in there are all about themselves. And I agree 100%. Like, even when I do the podcast, every time I'm done, all I'm thinking is, who can I put you in touch with? That's what it's all about. It's a networking platform. Now, you're involved in various beta programs and testing. So how do you think emerging technologies like AI and automation will shape the future of networking and communications in both personal and professional spheres?
You know what? That's a huge question. It certainly will. I do think we're going to go through this weird period where I think, just as humans, our ability to do something outpaces the conversations of how or if. Right. So I think there might be a time where things are a little awkward, like everybody's trying to, can I use AI to develop my content? Well, then the content might not be as good until they figure out how to use the tools. Right. I do think that you can't automate relationships. Mm-hmm. And what I mean by that is, would you send someone other than yourself to speak to your best client? Mm-hmm. Probably not. Somebody on your team, yes. But so thinking about what are tools really good at that we're not as humans, and using them for those things. But the things that we're really good at as humans, let's do those. And I saw, it was probably on social media somewhere, a meme where someone said, I don't want AI to create art and write my content. I want AI to clean my house and do my chores so that I can write and create content. And I love that.
I agree 100% though, because I know a lot of people use it, and it gets a little tricky because, like with AI, it kind of learns to kind of speak like you. So there was a lot of things out there that will determine what you wrote, whether it was AI or not. And there's stuff that I legitimately wrote myself, and it'll say AI wrote it. And I'm like, no, I wrote it. But I can tell when other people write, will just cut and paste what they put, because one, it's not always correct. And some of the stuff, it's just bland, and it's factual to a point, but it's just not always 100% correct. So I was doing a newsletter with someone, and they just gave me all this stuff, and I'm like, you just cut and pasted this from, no, I didn't. I'm like, yeah, you did. I mean, if you want my name on it, you're going to have to do a little better than this, so it's a step in the right direction, but it still has a long way to go. And I think, like you say, it doesn't have the emotions, like, even though, say, for marketing, it could do all the analysis of what's, algorithms and whatnot. But I know the emotion of the people, like, especially being on an agency side or IRP or marketing. I'm in the middle between a company and your investors, the company and your public. And I'm speaking to both sides. So I can say, okay, well, what you're writing, isn't 100% going to get to the heart of what these people are looking for. AI is just going to tell me facts, point blank, that this is what it is. Like, yeah, so you need that human touch. I agree 100%.
Well, and there are things that it's great at. For instance, things that would take me a really long time, like processing through vast amounts of data, or if you have a long video and you want to chop it up. Right. So far, none of the tools, I've played with a bunch of the tools for that, actually, and they're okay, and they'll get better. Right now, some of them are good, some of them aren't, but I love that type of thing will become easier.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely, it's amazing how fast it's getting better, but that's why people always say, oh, it's going to take over the job. Some, maybe, but it'll never replace the emotional connection, and that's where the human come from. It'll help. And like, I agree 100%. You take care of the grunt work and let me do the good stuff, Now, as someone who values community and connection, how do you balance maintaining personal relationships and professional networks in such a fast-paced digital world? Like, what strategies do you use to nurture both effectively?
It's really difficult, quite honestly. One of the things that right before the pandemic, I realized, for instance, I was in too many different networking groups. Right. So I made the time to go to the meetings, but then I never gave myself the time for the one-to-one conversations that are so important. So I actually stepped back from a number of groups, because honestly, I have enough connections that I don't know well that I could just go back to all the people I'm already connected with to say, hey, can we have a conversation? And that would take me, months, right? Years. I don't even know. So I think it's making the time for the one-to-one conversations, and not feeling like you have to be at every event or every conversation.
Right. That's why I like the personal, live events that you go to and meeting people face to face, because then you have something to connect to them, as opposed to you're just another person on LinkedIn. I've seen you, I heard your story, now I have a connection. And I think you can bring a lot more value, because I think it was Ellen who had like the list of business cards, and that's all great. But like I said, even with events, some events I've gone to, and you follow up with everybody, they didn't care. They were just there for a free giveaway on a table or whatnot. So you can kind of weed out better in person who the valuable people are. And LinkedIn is all great, but it's like, I'll never forget, I had like thousands of connections, and it was like it was a Christmas time, end of year. And I sent out this blast of, just want to wish everybody happy holiday. I hope everybody had a great year, blah, blah, blah. And so many people were like, stop spamming me. And I'm like, why are we even connected? Like, so that's when you start weeding out who do I really want in my little circle, as opposed to thousands of people who just don't even know my name,
And one thing though, that I love the energy of in person as well. But what I love about the virtual or LinkedIn is I've been able to meet and really get to know people all over the world that I wouldn't have met otherwise.
Right.
And I love it. People that I collaborate with, people in my same industry, people in other industries. And that part is just so wonderful. It's made the world a smaller place.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've done actually speaking at conferences virtually in Africa. It's like, it's just amazing what technology can bring. Now, anything else you want to talk about that I didn't already touch on?
Oh, we talked about a little bit of everything. I love it.
What do you have going on now? Anything new?
Oh, there's always, you ask me now, and when you share this conversation out in the world, all different thing. But I love, actually, I did a day in the life video last week on LinkedIn. The editors of LinkedIn challenged some, I'm on a mailing list, and they said, how about a day in the life? And I realized one of the wonderful things about having my own business is that no 2 days are exactly the same. And some people might like the structure of having every day be the same, but I love that, one day I'm at home working on stuff on the computer in my fuzzy slippers, and the next day I'm out having 2 speaking engagements and remotely working with clients. So it's, I love that.
It's funny. That's kind of, people always say like, how to get into doing what I do. And it was the same back in the day. I worked for an agency. Have always worked for agencies, but I said, unlike like a receptionist who just answers phones all day, or a cashier rings up stuff all day, it was basically, you have no clue what your day is going to be until you open up your email in the morning. Is it going to be a relaxing day? Is it going to be stress crisis management? And I just love that, flying by the seat of your pants. Like, what's today going to be? Is it going to be good? I just got hooked instantly. So I get it. Now tell us, how can people get a hold of you or learn more or get on your mailing list and all that good stuff?
Oh, so let's see. The easiest way is probably LinkedIn. My messages are open. That is a setting you can have. And my mailing list, I offhand can't think of the, I do have a shortcut URL, but I can't remember what it is. So I know I should have it.
You could give it to me and I'll include it on here. So don't worry about it.
Excellent. Yeah. And I don't send things just like how every day is different. I don't send a regular, it's not every week, it's not every month. It's when I have something that I think is of value to share.
Nice. And I think with everybody on LinkedIn, I think everybody should sign up for this, because I think what you're giving is invaluable.
Thank you.
Yeah. So thank you again for being on the show. Again, that was Beth Granger. So thanks for listening to Successful Minds with Patty B. Never miss an episode by subscribing to the channel. So thank you again.
Hey, we all want to scale our business. Hey, I have the answer for you today to help you do that. If you're looking to scale from 5, 6, even 7 figures and beyond, book called Be Good, Be Brief, Be Gone. I'm going to give it to you for free. All you have to do is type in growfast.cash. I say again, growfast.cash, and you can download the book for absolutely free. I hope the book helps you this year. take your business to the next level. Again, go grab the book, growfast.cash. I say again, growfast.cash. I wish you the best and grow, scale, and win.
Thank you for listening to Successful Minds with your host, Patricia Baronowski-Schneider. Please leave your feedback and visit strategicadvisorboard.com to get the latest and greatest business advisement on the planet. Follow us on social media for updates, and we'll see you on the next episode.
There it is. Magnum. Holy moly.
Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for!
Dear God, it's beautiful.